So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, we can see, guys, the price of Bitcoin is still facing resistance, still facing difficulty to break out of this horizontal trend line, which sits around 35,000 range, because we know once this 35,000 resistance get broken, the price of Bitcoin after that could turn very, very bullish. But when is it going to happen? I mean, the price right now, it's not just only facing resistance from this horizontal trend line, but around that area. If you simply look at this price structure again in a weekly time frame by using this rising trend line, you can see this rising trend line is also holding us around 35,000, because this exact trend line in the past price action acted as a line of resistance. And whenever the price of Bitcoin got rejected around this rising trend line, what happened after that? You can see after facing resistance around this rising trend line, the price of Bitcoin showed weakness. It got attracted towards the previous high, and only after that started with a new impulsive movement. I mean, if you look at this price movement, after getting rejection around this rising trend line, the price of Bitcoin started showing weakness. But when we started with this new impulsive movement, when the price got attracted towards this rising trend line, what happened after that? We got rejected. Price started showing weakness. And where did this trend got attracted towards the previous stop? I mean, this trend line here, right? This is exactly where we found rejection in the past price action. This is exactly where we got attracted and started showing bullishness. We even tested that trend line twice, and then started with a new impulsive movement where we got attracted towards this rising trend line. So what I'm trying to pinpoint here is that if the price of Bitcoin is going to show another continuation here to the downside after facing resistance around this rising trend line, then just like here from the past price action, we could also get attracted towards this horizontal trend line, which in the past price action acted as a line of resistance, might be attracting us around 30,000, 32,000, and only after that we're expecting the price of Bitcoin to show another continuation like this, price breaking out from this 35,000 once and for all, because we know as soon as this trend line, as soon as this resistance around 35,000 gets broken, then we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to get attracted in between this 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line, and only after that start showing weakness. I mean, this bigger frame also clearly indicates the price, once it breaks out from the 35,000 resistance line, then 40,000 or above 40,000 is where we could be getting attracted. Because in the past price action, whenever we saw price of Bitcoin doing this similar thing, 364 days of downtrend with a relief rally, 364 days of downtrend with a relief rally, this relief rally ended when we got attracted in between this 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line, right, before starting weakness. This is exactly what we are also expecting to happen in our case. But until then, you can see we have plenty of room here to the upside. So that's why, guys, that's why even if the price in the medium short term could show weakness, the bigger picture still looks very, very bullish for Bitcoin. And now coming back to this ascending broadening wedge, this ascending broadening wedge support has already been broken. Price after that, instead of showing corrective movement, started range bounding. It is not that bad, but even though 35,000 is still holding the price, please be careful. There could be another final shakeout like this, price coming back to this certain line of support, and only after that, right, and only after that start with another impulsive movement here like this. Yes, guys, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin after testing some certain line of support to start with another impulsiveness, and this entire move will be looked as a fake out, price liquidating the over leveraged longs, and only after that starting with a new impulsive movement, because we know parallelly the price of Bitcoin is also choosing a trend direction without touching any of this CPI line. In the past price action, we have found out whenever the price of Bitcoin chooses a trend direction without touching any of the CPI line, what happens? Price until the end of month, for example, this is the November month CPR, until the end of November month has more than 95% of cases touching the trend line, and only after that choosing a trend direction, because this is something what also played out here. You can see when we started a month of October without touching this 3 trend line, what happened with price action? We started showing impulsiveness, we had plenty of shakeout, but at the end we got attracted towards the CPI line. We touched the support from the CPI line, and only after that started with this new impulsive movement. So this is something what we are also expecting to happen in our case. Price getting attracted towards this key trend line or the support line first, and only after that start with a new impulsive movement. So as you can see guys, in a smaller time frame, yes, there might be some weakness. Price could come back to test some key line, but it is not going to make us bearish because this will be just a temporary pullback. Price coming back to test some key line of support first, because you can see even according to this ascending channel, this upper trend line acted as a strong line of resistance. This exact trend line might be attracting us, but in this case, this will be acting as a line of support and not as a resistance. So after this retest, we could start with another impulsive movement here like this, because in that case price will also test the support from the CPI line, right, and then slowly get attracted towards this 0.5.618 Fibonacci line. And now, not just only because of this ascending channel, even if you look at this price structure using this symmetrical triangle pattern, this symmetrical triangle pattern right now is approaching around some very important area. I mean, if we lose the support from this rising trend line or the lower trend line from this symmetrical triangle, which is around 34,500 range, then we have to be careful, because that could lead to another bearish continuation here like this. Price of Bitcoin coming back to test this upper trend line from this ascending channel. There's the support from this CPI indicator, either the top, central or the bottom line, and only after that start with an actual impulsiveness, because we know this is an ascending CPR. Ascending CPR only gets formed when the price is preparing itself for a new impulsive movement. So any sort of a retracement, we are going to look this as a temporary retracement. Even in this example, you can see after breaking out here to the downside, after liquidating the over leverage longs, what happened with price action? Started with a new impulsive movement, and this is exactly what we are also expecting to happen in our case. Price getting attracted towards some key line, and only after that starting with a new impulsive movement. And now let me show you another reason why this would make a lot of sense. I mean, with some shakeout, price at the end starting with a new impulsive movement. Now first, what I want to show you is this dead cross and golden cross scenario in a daily time frame. Yes, this is a golden cross which happened after 265 days. This is also a very bullish sign, but it does not necessarily mean the price has to show a move like this after the golden cross. There could be some more range bound price faking out like this, and then slowly starting with a new impulsive movement, because dead cross in most of the cases after some shakeout has resulted in some very impulsive movement in the past price action. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide this golden cross and dead cross, and I am going to include this Bollinger Band, because after the squeeze here in Bollinger Band in a daily time frame, you can see the price of Bitcoin started breaking here to the upside. So even in the medium short term, if we do see any weakness breaking the upper band, usually means the price is preparing itself for a new impulsive movement. So in our case, even if we are going to see any sort of a shakeout, this will be looked as a temporary pullback. Price might be coming back to test the support from this central line, right, like this, and slowly start with another continuation here like this, because Bollinger Band, the upper band, only gets broken when the price is preparing itself for a new impulsive movement. So this is what I see looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a different time frame using different scenarios. So if you enjoyed my work, then please guys, do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. Until next time, bye bye.